Good evening and welcome to Law Talk, the show that brings the law, the Constitution, and the events of the day to you each month. My name's James Barrett, and along with Mark Malachowski, we have more stimulating subjects tonight. Where are we starting tonight, Mark?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to our television audience. Eric Holder was here a little earlier, and he was going to be on the show. Attorney General of the United States was going to be on the show, but he got called away in some kind of emergency or something came up, and he left his cane behind.
Oh, so, why did he have a cane?
Well, just because he's been having some vision problems. It's just been decaying throughout the last
Are you talking about legal vision problems?
Yeah, so he's getting legally blind. He's actually legally blind now. And so what he's done, he's put together the sitcom, right, that's going to start airing pretty soon, like in a few weeks. And he asked me, since he had to run, if I'd, read off some of the episodes. And
what are some of the episodes that are coming up?
So if we could drum up some business for Legally Blind, starring Eric Holder. So this is Legally Blind, starring Eric Holder. It's a Madcap sitcom where a bumbling prosecutor blithely ignores and covers up a 6-year crime wave by the 3-card Obama mob. So
well, I gotta tell you something. This is a compelling show.
It's going to be fun.
Can you tell me some of the episodes we're going to cover tonight?
Okay, well, episode 1 is the Kooky Coup d'etat.
Kooky Coup d'etat?
Yeah,
where's that coming from?
3 cards, DOJ rigs the Alaska Senate race by framing Senators Ted Stevens.
Well, isn't that the senator that died in a plane crash mysteriously?
Yeah, after he was exonerated because the
Attorney General should have never investigated him anyway.
Well, they were withholding exculpatory evidence.
Oh, withholding evidence. Is that, and that was the Attorney General's office. It was withholding evidence. Isn't that correct?
Well, that's when there was still some cite left, and then he...
Oh, some cite, but not enough cite.
So he got exonerated after he lost the election.
But then he died mysteriously when he started raising a fuss about what's going on.
He was indicted under trumped-up charges. He lost the election by a percentage point or so, even though he had been indicted, right?
Right.
And then he was exonerated after the election was over.
But wait a minute. There's one point about Ted Stevens. Wasn't he the 60th vote that would have stopped the Obamacare's Affordable Care Act?
Well, yeah, they had...
Oh, by accident. He was indicted.
So because of gross prosecutorial misconduct, but not before the Obama mob takes control of all 3 branches of the U.S. government in the zany coup d'etat that leaves Senator Ted Stevens sleeping with the fishes and the crowd in hysterics. So it's a great...
Wow, what a heartwarming episode. What's our next episode?
Okay, episode 2 is Fast and Furiously Funny.
Fast and Furiously Funny?
Yeah.
Don't they do some race cars movies like that?
Okay, that wacky 3-card mob sells thousands of machine guns to the Mexican Cartels in an effort to eviscerate the Second Amendment, resulting in 400 Mexican citizens dead and the murder of a U.S. border guard, Brian Terry. While Holder is cited for contempt for the cover-up, no felony murder or racketeering here for the goofy Obama gang.
Whoa, wait a minute, I got a funny. Wait a minute, this is almost like Car 54, where are you?
Great stuff.
I mean, this is fantastic. You couldn't make this up, could you?
Well, the thing is, here they're selling guns to the Mexican cartels, right?
Right.
Border guard gets shot by one of these
by
guys.
accident.
But no felony murder charges, no indictments of anybody.
I thought they had arrested actually one of the killers of Brian Terry. Didn't they arrest one of them?
Nobody that did the gun selling. No one. It was the ATF who actually ratted off whoever it was. Obama.
Well, what I understood was that the ATF actually put shills in to buy purchases, straw buyers, and then they'd ship the AK-47s and the AR-15s and everything across the border to the cartels. And what they forgot to do was put any kind of tracking devices.
They had some tracking, but
they forgot.
The batteries only lasted a couple of days. So that was another, that was when, Eric was getting pretty legally blind, because there still haven't been any indictments on that.
Well, I understand the memorandum came directly across his desk that this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And he pretended he wasn't in that day.
Well, he didn't see that memorandum after many times.
Wait a minute, isn't there 3 blind mice here?
Yeah,
Okay,
Eric,
so we got that legally blind.
By that point, Eric really couldn't see anything at all. During the Kooky Coup d'etat with the Ted Stevens,
right.
He had some limited vision because they did exonerate him after they got caught red-handed rigging the election and
rigging the election, and by the way, passing the Affordable Care Act.
So that was when they thought, well, maybe the press would actually do something. But
but the press said, no, please help us. We love you.
So then now he's completely legally blind. Okay,
so what happened next? What's the next episode?
Episode 3 is really great. It's the election rigging riot. It's
election rigging riot.
It's a laugh minute while the 3-card crew uses the IRS to crush the campaigns of law-abiding candidates in the sham 2012 elections. topple the constitutional republic of the U.S., install the three-card mob as mob boss.
Well, that's interesting because I understand the IRS came down so hard on the non-profits. There were actually the conservative groups, the Tea Party group, 501c, yeah, right, yeah, that's. But the problem was,
and as a matter of fact,
they crushed them.
But they're still rigging the elections today. Z Street still hasn't. 6 years later, Z Street still hasn't got their paperwork.
Wait a minute. I also
that's not.
I understand all the emails disappeared.
But I'm just saying.
Isn't that part of the show?
Let's make it quite clear that the 2014 election is being rigged as we speak. The IRS is working full time to rig the 2014 election.
Well, I understand.
There's no way it could be a fair and free election.
I understand that 90% of the IRS are Democrats, and that's who they donate money to. So would it be any surprise on the episode that, funny enough, the IRS would be at the behind trying to push Democrats into power?
Okay, and the rest of this, the IRS perjures themselves about everything multiple times.
What about taking the fifth with Lois Lerner? One of our favorite characters on this show.
Destroys evidence like crazy.
Oh, you mean like computers and hard drives vanishing and being crushed?
All the 7 pretty much henchmen in this deal, the main conspirators, right? All 7 of their evil disappeared miraculously.
Magically.
And then, like a week ago, there was I think it was August 22nd, a judge said, well, we want to see this under penalty of perjury. And they said, well, they're not really gone. They're just really hard to get.
Yeah, they're hard to get.
So for the last 3 years, it's
But I also understand they're not just hard to get, but they don't know where to get them.
No, they say they've got them. It's just too hard to get them now.
Oh, but you know what's funny? When a judge says that I don't know about you, but when a judge tells me that I'm supposed to produce documents or I'm supposed to produce evidence, guess what Jim's got to do?
Yeah.
He's got to produce. But the IRS, nah.
Okay, so
above the law, I understand.
Now, the beauty of it, Holder appoints Obama mob cronies in the IRS cover-up caper. In other words, as part of the cover-up.
You mean part of the investigation?
Yeah, the investigation is a guy who used to work for the IRS.
Oh!
He's investigating himself.
He
just resigned yesterday. Right?
Yeah, that's good, man.
Oh, but, you know.
And they're going to find him. If he actually finds something, they'll find him dead in his car because he allegedly committed suicide.
So many felonies you can't even count.
Oh, my God, it's felony. A laugh a minute.
Where's the felony here? Felony here? I don't see any felonies. So, yeah, legally blind. Okay, so Holder appoints Obama mob cronies in the IRS cover-up caper, does not prosecute Lois Lerner for contempt.
Well, Lois Lerner? Oh, by the way, let me give I'm honest, but by the way, Fifth Amendment.
Okay, and no special prosecutor appointed.
Special prosecutor, why would we need one of those?
And the IRS admits it had the Lerner emails the whole time and just laughs at our face. It's a yuck a minute.
It is a yuck a minute.
The head of the IRS gets up in front of the American people and just laughs at our face.
And you know what they're saying?
We perjured ourselves multiple times.
You're never going to get us.
We rigged the election. We perjured ourselves. We took over the country. You're our slaves. You work for us. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, you know what's actually funny? We can go back to episode 1. We can go back to episode 1 with the Affordable Care Act and realize the IRS is taking care of the Affordable Care Act, which is one more way they're suppressing the vote.
Okay, anyway. So anyway, the IRS, the head of the IRS laughs in our face after perjuring himself multiple times.
It's amazing.
In this farce that makes Obama's treason a tyrannical treat.
Oh,
that's fun. It's fun.
This is so, you know what? This couldn't have been any more entertaining than anything you're talking about right now.
When you see this episode reminds us of some of the great productions.
Oh, like what?
Remember the great production? Remember when the Khmer Rouge produced the Pol Pot election?
The Pol Pot election.
That was a killer. That was a killer.
What about the Killing Fields?
Yeah, then you had and then of course you have the IRS produce the 2012 Obama election.
I know.
Which is a laugh a minute.
It is a laugh a minute. But that would also bring us the release of all the people from Gitmo that actually are leading the Taliban now. It brings us a laugh a minute.
Then you had the other great productions where you had the KGB produce all those stolen elections.
Wow, it's fantastic.
And just the scenery in those is just great.
Oh, it's so gray.
And the funny about it,
gray is the new happiness.
And the thing about it is, it's like, shh, don't give away the surprise ending.
Don't surprise ending.
Will Pol Pot win the election?
Wow.
Will Obama win the election? Will Stalin win the election?
I thought there was a Home Alone where the guy went, oh!
So, I mean, the thing is, when you have these state-managed sham elections, they're just spoofs that are fun for the whole family.
They certainly are. It's a laugh a minute. We got some TV trays and we're good to go.
You don't want to miss. Okay, episode 4. 4 is the Vaudeville VA. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a laugh a minute for the veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan.
It's a yuck a minute when the Obama mob threatens to put snitches who object to the willful destruction of evidence through the shredder.
The shredder, the whistleblowers.
You're a whistleblower.
You know
what? We're going to put you through the shredder.
That's why they made shredders almost human size now, because they can put them right through the shredder.
In this felony fandango that couples Soviet-style state totalitarianism, I can't even ever say it that way, Soviet-style state totalitarianism
Totalitarianism.
with the mobster Chicago Charleston.
Well, you know what?
That's
We're going to have to
fun.
leave
That's
off of that episode because I think what we recognize is we've
no,
got to watch Legally Blonde.
We didn't get to his
well,
okay,
we'll
next time.
We'll get to number 5 next time. But I will tell you this:
It's a lot of fun.
You
don't want to miss it.
I
You don't wanna
understand.
miss it.
There's more excitement coming out of Austin, Texas. What would that be?
Okay, well, now let's go back to our
A
item
sense
number.
of reality.
Now, this